finance. So now, where are you currently? Do you already have knowledge about personal finance? You already know what your expenses are? You already know how to budget?
What Gen Z are supposed to be learning about money and what they're learning on TikTok.
Their track record. What have they been doing? What are people saying about them? Hello everyone. My name is Oluchuku and I am the creator of Your Personal Finance Girl. On today's episode of the Money Monday podcast, I am your guest with Eniola. So great to be here.
It's so great to have you, Oluchuku. I'm so happy, especially on this topic. So today we're going to be talking about what Gen Z are supposed to be learning about money and what they're learning on TikTok. And this is not to bash anyone. It's okay to dance to the rhythm. It's okay to, spend all your time on TikTok. But we are just going to be talking about and what should you exactly be learning, especially when it comes to about money. That's it. No caps. No long story. So firstly, we're going to be starting with our background. So how did we get into finance? How did we get into influencing, talking about finance? And I'm going to start with you, Oluchuku. So how did it started? What's your story? What's your background?
Okay, so my background, I'd like to start from home, all the way from home. So my earliest memory of money would be, how would I even put it? Not exactly knowing what to do with money. The only thing I can remember my mom always talking about is how I needed to have good grades, I needed to get a good job, go to university and come out and get a good job. Of which it didn't exactly add up, because after I was done with secondary school, I was very enterprising and I started making money right after secondary school. I got a job. Then I went to the Polytechnic and I saw that, oh my goodness, these people are older than me and they don't know what they're doing with their money. So I had to also enlighten my classmates, my friends about money. Why don't you do this instead? So it started as me advising people on businesses to start first of all. Then I looked at it and I was like, okay, there's more to this. When I was done with school around 2015, I was already earning now. I was doing well for myself. Then I thought, okay, since I was going to be saving, the next thing I was supposed to do was bam, enter into investment, and that was where the story actually began. So I ventured into numerous investments, and not all of them were right. They were really not great, and it dawned on me that I was doing it the wrong way. I didn't try to learn, and that was where I started learning. And after learning, the first set of people I did my experiments on were my family members and my friends. I started teaching them what to do with their money, how to budget, how to save, what to invest in, what to note as red flags and all of that. So when we got through that stage and they got better, I knew that it was time to spread the gospel to the world. I went back to the university. I did OND first place. I went back to university, and my first friend I made in school, I helped her save money to get a phone. I taught her what to do, how to budget, how to manage the money, and have more than enough to save. And when we got through that stage, she got better. So it just went on like that. What was the word? The growth just kept on going and going and going. So that was how I knew that it was time for me to spread this word larger than my circle. And then I went on social media, and here we are right now. We've been doing it for over 5 years.
Wow.
Yes, and it's been so good for so long, and we're not stopping anytime soon.
Yeah, fantastic. So for me, my own story was quite different, right? So I've not been the type that was good with money. No, I wasn't. And I finished school. I went to university and I finished school in 2017, 2018. And when I came out, I've always wanted to work in a software company. I studied computer science, by the way, and I've always wanted to work in a software company. So the first job I got after finishing school was to work as a technical support for a software company, right? The software company built softwares for investment banks in Nigeria. So that was where my first encounter with finance was. So for me to actually, start working, supporting, investment banks that use this software, I have to know accounting, I had to know finance. So that was where the whole journey started. I started learning about finance, I started learning about accounting. There was this training period. We did like serious training on accounting and all that, because if you don't know it,
you need to build
it. So it all started that way. And fast forward into 2020, I was in a debt of over $1 million. And if you look at it from someone that is earning, as at then I think I was earning like 100,000 before it grew. And imagine how, from 100,000 you still need to do your upkeep. How much are you saving? I think I was living with my mom at the time and all that. So how did I get myself into this mess, and how can I come out of it? To be honest, a lot of people have gone through this phase of life that I went through, and they came out depressed. They came out, some of them committed suicide. Some of them don't know what to do. Some people are still running from loan sharks here in Nigeria as I speak. And me looking at, okay, I am a child of God, and God will not want his child to suffer or die like this. How do I get out of this mess? I had to, after that, you evolve in jobs. I left that job. I actually started working in an investment bank, and I had to consult with friends that are financial analysts. And, I did some debt restructuring, and I started learning how to do these things. And I felt like I noticed there is a lot of gap out there. There is a lot that we need to know about money that we don't know. And, putting all this knowledge together, and also access to, a lot of people that I have in the industry, I think it would be better to have like a platform where I can educate people, bring on my friends to also educate people, and, just continue to touch lives, in a little way that I can. So that's my background. And, that's what I hope to do and continue to do. And it's more joy to me, and it's more fulfillment to me. I see that people are touched, are affected by what I do on Money Monday podcast, right? And the community at large. So that's like our background, and we are just and in a way I see a lot of similarities in our background. I see how we see people struggle with money, and we just put in our effort to learn about it, and we just help people grow about it. There are a lot of people out there that have different backgrounds, diverse backgrounds, and they are out there on the internet telling people how to manage money, doing a lot of finance lecturing, tutoring. I know some people, just to build integrity, will tell you, oh, they've worked as a financial analyst before, they've worked in Wall Street, they've not to bash anyone, but that's what happened in this industry. How do you know who is training you? Right? How do you know that I can listen to this person? So a lot of people would have the kind of story that I have, and they can listen to me. But we are like, you were telling me today that we're more than 100 on the internet, and I'm like, I don't even know, but I know a lot of people who, in a way, maybe you've talked about money, because if you don't know, your phone is tracking, data about you, and you might have encountered a lot of us that are saying similar things to you. So how did you know who to follow, who to choose, who to listen to on internet where there is loads of information?
Yeah, so I feel like one major problem we currently have, like in this particular decade, is the access to information. Everybody can just go online. In fact, if you just pick up your phone right now and type financial advisor, you'll be surprised to the number of things that are going to come out. But for you to be able to distinguish who to listen to, who not to listen to, first things first, you want to check their track record. What have they been doing? What are people saying about them? But before you even go to their track record, let's even go to what exactly do they know about these things. Do they have certifications? Do they have a history? Like, how have they grown in this line? Is it just from experience, or like you need to understand what they've been doing over time, and that would give you some sort of confidence whether or not you should listen to these people. So if you have somebody that's been doing this for 5 years, 4 years, you should know that, okay, this person should know what they are doing. Then, okay, who have they worked with? Who have they transformed? Who has worked with them that have a particular story? Is it negative? Is it positive? You need to do all of this research. When you go to their Instagram page, you check out their website, you go to their social media, not just Instagram. You want to see what they even put up. Is this person worthy to tell me what to do with my money? Is this person worthy to tell me what steps I should take? Is this person worthy, or do they have that long enough experience to have to know what next I should be doing? Because like you said people have different experiences. So have they worked with someone that is similar to me? Have they worked with somebody that has undergone loan. I think worked with someone that has issues with saving, investing. So you need to ask yourself all of these basic questions to satisfy yourself. This is more or less like you doing your due diligence, because this is very, very important too, so that you don't end up putting yourself in trouble
and making your issue more worse than it is.
Yes.
I can't even agree less with you, because it's just one thing that I say. It's okay for you to go with anyone or listen to anyone you want to listen to in this industry, but I beg of you, money is a big deal. It's not a god, it's not anything, but it is a big deal. It is something that you want to be intentional about. So you want to actually do a background check on that person. Who is this person? I know a lot of people put testimonials. Check those testimonials. Are they actually true? So I was talking to Oluchukwu, and I was saying that for a personal finance person that doesn't have a link in the bio, I don't know what the person is doing. Do you understand? Because really that is where we can't come to your house. So it's like it's a virtual service where we can't go to an office. It's not like an investment bank where you can do a walk-in to talk about them. But what you do is go click on the link in their bio, just check out their website, check the credibility of those people that they talk to. Okay, say for instance that my podcast, right? Sorry, but I just have to advertise myself. Right? I bring credible people in the industry, right? Investment analysts that even if you are very conversant with the industry, you will know, oh, I know this person. Accountants, financial analysts, credit analysts. These are people that they can bring the whole Cambridge of how they understand money. And what I do is help you break it down to how you can relate to them on a layman terms. So you want to follow someone like me, right? You want to follow someone like Oluchukwu, with you have to check. It might not take you months. It might be something that will take you a day, but you want to actually take out time, to actually do those due diligence.
It's very, very important.
So your issue don't go from bad to worse, or from,
let's say, fry pan to fire.
Exactly. So I know we've touched a lot of things. So I just want us to finally talk about the mindset that Gen Z have. How I don't know, I feel like I'm saying how so much, but how everybody wants money, and by the time I give you Boa now, I'm like, oh yeah, this is money.
What
a lot of people. So not to throw Big Brother, but I am pained.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, but I'm pained to some response. Some people talk about us. Okay, you have 100 million now. What would you do with this 100 million? Like, bro. Like,
and look at what
is that the best you can do with money right now? Not to put anybody on the spotlight, but it's just sometimes we think we need money, but we actually don't need money. At that point, it's not even money we need. So I was sharing with you my experience with Little Women. Shout out to all my Korean, my K-drama people. Shout out. So there's this K-drama. I love watching K-drama. So there's this K-drama I'm watching, Little Women, and there's this girl in Little Women, how she came up from a poor background, and she, in the whole of the movie, she has always been talking about she just see one big money like that. She just see one, and voila, one of her friends died and left her. Is it 2 billion or 5 billion naira? And my girl was crying. And my girl was like,
big money.
She took the money, she went to supermarket, she bought sweets, she tired. How much sweets you won't buy? She took the money, she didn't really know exactly how or what to do with money at that point. And I feel like that's the situation a lot of us find ourselves. Now, before I got into a mess that I got into, at some point in 2019, my only problem, what I needed was 1 million naira. I was like, I just need 1 million. I should just see someone. I think at some point I put it on my Instagram story, 1 million naira. And I got 1 million naira, and I'm in a mess. I got myself in a mess because I didn't even know what to use that 1 million naira from. So there's this mindset of, I want money, can I get some money? But what next? What next? So what do you have to say about that?
Okay, so I feel like this is a major problem. Everybody, like you said from the movie, I want money. If you get the money, what are you going to do with it? You need to have a plan. So there's this thing I always tell myself, which is preparation would meet opportunity. So this is why it is always important for you to always have something doing at every point in time. So you don't have money, you're currently broke. I think at this point in time, even if you're not building a business plan, you should be envisioning yourself with a particular amount of money. If you get this, you probably want to start a new business. If you get this, you probably want to invest in this. If you get this, you want to save. Because basically, I feel like what people would think of, like many people, when I ask questions like, if you just get this big money, I hear people say like, I want to just travel, I'm not going to work again in my life. I don't hear anything about investment. So someone else was like, oh, if I get this money now, I'm taking my whole family out of this country. If you take them out of, what are they going to eat, where they are going to? So you need to have like plans, actual plans. I remember we were saying something about how if you don't manage the 1 naira you have, even if you have 1 million, you'll not be able to manage it. This is just simple logic, because you need to have plans. So now, where are you currently? Do you already have knowledge about personal finance? Do you already know what your expenses are? Do you already know how to budget? Do you already know how to save? Do you already know what investment suits your personality? Because that's another topic entirely. But if you know all of these things now, by the time that money comes, you already know that you are settled. So now, if you are not among people that already knows what they are doing, I feel like what you should be doing currently is to start looking at ways to understand yourself, your money personality. If you see money now, you spend everything impulsively. Can you track your expenses? Do you know where your money is going to? Do you make use of a budget? If you already make use of a budget and you already understand all of these things, then I can now tell you that, okay, next thing I want you to do, or I would say you should just typically do, is look at businesses that you feel like you want to model, and look at whether you want to start doing those businesses, or look for investments that could earn you passive income. Is it venturing into real estate? Is it giving someone to actually run a business for you, and what you get is equity and profit from that business? You need to look at all of those small things, because at the end of the day, forget that you don't have money now. When that money comes, it means that you will not be prepared. So you always need to prepare, have like a business plan. I don't know why I'm saying business, but it necessarily does not have to be business, please. It does not have to be business, but I just want you to have at the back of your mind that you need to always do research and understand how to make passive income. It doesn't have to be like you have to work when you receive such gifting. I just hope that all of us are going to get $1 million.
So so a lot of things popped up in my mind while we were talking, and I'll just brush them in as they come. First of all, I feel like the difference between the poor and the rich is the fact that the rich understand how to keep and grow money, and the poor, they just want to get the money and
squander
they just I feel like squander is the best word, because that's what you are doing. Like, you don't know, but that's what you're doing, right? And building wealth, right? It doesn't have, it's not all about getting money. It's not all about you getting money, like working and getting. It's all about getting money, keeping the money, then growing the money. There are three different places, right? And to be honest, just like you said, if God cannot trust you with 5 naira, how do you expect him to trust you with 5 billion?
It's not possible.
You are earning 50,000 right now, and you don't have a budget drawn up on how you are spending that 50,000 very diligently, right?
You don't even know what happens to the money.
Like, somebody will even ask you, like I was telling you that 1 million naira, if you ask me, I don't know, I cannot remember what I used the money for, to be honest. But it's not like I squandered it, not like I went to club or do dorime or anything, but I just don't know. And that's one thing, we think that we are prudent with money because we don't go to club to do dorime, right? No, you are not prudent. You are not. And there's no difference between you that is not doing dorime and the people that are being a baller. There's no difference, because honestly, if God cannot trust you with that 50,000 that you are earning to be able to properly budget it, write it down and spend it wisely, how will he trust you with 1 billion naira? That's why you remain poor. I'm very sorry, it's not like you remain poor.
No, wait, we're not telling you that you remain poor, we're just saying they remain poor.
And this is key to financial freedom, right? Financial freedom starts from how you spend that 5 naira. Is how you are contented and you are wise enough to spend that 50,000, that 100,000, that 200,000, and how you are able to grow that little into becoming a million. That is how to build wealth. It is practically simple. Very. It is not about you going to all the financial people and learning all over TikTok, right? But it is about how you are consistent and how you are dedicated to the little that you have, and you are able to grow that little into many. If God can trust you with little, He will definitely be able to trust you with many. I think that's all I have to say. Do you have anything to say as we round up?
Okay, so yeah, there's this part of your mindset. So like you said, the rich and the poor, the mindset actually matters. So it's not about how much you have, but truly it is your mindset. If you feel like money is meant to be spent, then you're going to end up always spending money and not having anything left back. So if you get money, remember to always plant a seed so that you can end up having a tree that would always give you fruit. I feel like that takes on, like, adding to what you just said, that just sums it all up.
Fantastic. Like, this short session that we have is like, it's a big deal to me. Thank you so much for coming on my platform. I really appreciate you. I hope we do more of this in future. And thank you so much for listening to my podcast.